What if I told you that the next big shakeup in Latin America isn't just about politics, but about a full-scale ideological war being waged in the shadows? Let me tell you why this moment in Colombia feels like a ticking time bomb for global geopolitics. Here's the thing, Colombia's new president, this guy Abelardo de la Espriella, isn't just another politician, he's a walking contradiction. On one hand, he's got Trump's blessing, which alone should make you pause. On the other, he's the kind of leader who once defended drug traffickers in court. And now, he's declaring an all-out war on narco-terrorism. But here's what's really interesting, this isn't just about drugs. It's about power, perception, and the kind of rhetoric that could either unite a fractured nation or tear it apart. Personally, I think the fact that he took his oath in Cali, not Bogota, is a masterstroke of symbolism. Why? Because Cali isn't just a city, it's a microcosm of Colombia's deep-rooted struggles. It's where the cartels have carved out their own little kingdoms, where the state's presence is more myth than reality. By choosing that location, de la Espriella isn't just showing off his toughness, he's sending a message to both his enemies and his allies. To the cartels, you're not safe here. To the US, I'm ready to play by your rules. But what many people don't realize is that this move could backfire. When you declare war in a city that's already been scorched by violence, you risk becoming the very thing you're fighting against. Let me break this down. De la Espriella's background is wild. He's a lawyer who represented paramilitaries, footballers, and fraudsters. That's not just a resume, it's a red flag. Critics are already warning that his confrontational style could deepen the divides in a country that's been split for decades. And yet, here he is, promising mega-prisons and a tough approach to armed groups. What makes this really interesting is how it contrasts with his predecessor, Gustavo Petro. Petro was all about peace talks, dialogue, and healing. Now we've got this guy who's more likely to use force than negotiation. It's like watching a chess match where one player brings a sword and the other brings a pen. But here's the kicker, the US is throwing its weight behind this. $1 billion in aid, a security package, and a pledge to defeat narco-terrorist organizations. Sounds good, right? Except the US has a history of backing leaders who later become problems. What this really suggests is that Washington sees Colombia as a strategic linchpin in its broader Latin American agenda. And with de la Espriella's promise to join Trump's Shield of the Americas, it's clear that this isn't just about Colombia anymore. It's about aligning with a global power bloc that's already controversial in other regions, like Israel. How does that play out? Well, if you take a step back and think about it, this could create a ripple effect. A country that's been trying to balance left and right suddenly finds itself in the crosshairs of a Trump-aligned foreign policy. What does that mean for its neighbors? For its people? For its democracy? One thing that immediately stands out to me is the way de la Espriella frames his mission. He talks about defending democracy by reason or by force. That's a dangerous line to walk. Because when a leader says they'll use force to protect democracy, it's hard to tell where the line is between protection and oppression. What this raises is a deeper question: can a leader who once defended criminals truly be trusted to protect the state? Or is this just another chapter in a cycle where the ends justify the means? A detail I find fascinating is how he's using Trump's endorsement as a shield. It's almost like he's trying to ride the coattails of a man who's known for his own brand of chaos. But will that work? Or will it make Colombia a pawn in a game that's already too big for it to control? If you're thinking this is all just political theater, I get it. But here's why I think it's more than that. This shift in Colombia isn't just about one president. It's about a generation of leaders who've been shaped by global forces, Trump's influence, the rise of right-wing populism, and the never-ending war on drugs. And the truth is, the world is watching. Whether this new era in US-Colombia relations leads to stability or chaos, one thing is certain: Colombia is no longer just a story about its own people. It's a story about the power struggles shaping our world today.